As a student of Stoicism, I often find myself coming back to the simple yet powerful teachings of Marcus Aurelius. No one can hurt you without your consent. This concept might seem abstract at first, but it's one of the most practical pieces of advice I've applied in my life. Think about it. How often do we let someone's words or actions ruin our day? A rude comment, an unfair criticism, it's all too easy to let these things affect our emotions. But Stoicism teaches us that it's not the event itself that harms us, it's our reaction to it. When someone says something hurtful, it's neutral, neither good nor bad. It's how we interpret the event that creates our emotional response. For instance, not too long ago, I had a frustrating experience at work. A colleague made a rather unfair comment about my performance during a meeting. My initial reaction was to feel anger and embarrassment, but I remembered the Stoic teaching that we are not harmed unless we choose to be. So instead of letting that moment dictate my mood, I paused, took a breath, and reflected. Was the comment true? If so, I could take it as a lesson to improve. If not, it was merely an opinion that didn't define me. That shift in perspective allowed me to let go of the negative emotions and move forward with a sense of calm. I think this practice of pausing before reacting is something we can all apply in our daily lives. How often do we get caught up in instant emotional responses? Whether it's getting angry in traffic, feeling offended by a social media post, or reacting impulsively to criticism, these moments offer us a choice. The Stoics call this choice the power over your mind. You might not be able to control what happens to you, but you can always control how you respond. This brings us to one of the key principles of Stoic philosophy, focusing on what is within your control. When we fixate on things we can't control, other people's actions, external circumstances, we waste energy and invite frustration. Instead, the Stoics teach us to concentrate on our own thoughts, actions, and attitudes. This is where real strength lies. For example, when I was dealing with a particularly difficult project at work, I found myself becoming overwhelmed with stress. I was frustrated by deadlines, the expectations of others, and all the things outside my control. But Stoicism helped me reframe the situation. I asked myself, what is within my control here? The answer was simple. I could control my effort, my focus, and my attitude toward the work. I couldn't control the deadline or how others viewed my performance. By shifting my focus to what I could control, I felt more empowered and less stressed. This mindset made a huge difference in how I approached the project, and in the end, it turned out better than I'd expected. Stoicism also offers practical techniques for managing emotions like anger and fear. Anger, in particular, is an emotion that can quickly spiral out of control. Seneca, one of the great Stoic philosophers, described anger as a form of temporary madness. We all know that feeling when anger takes over. It clouds our judgment and leads us to act in ways we might later regret. But what if we could learn to catch ourselves before anger takes hold? One technique I've found helpful is the Stoic practice of premeditation of evils, or premeditatio malorum. This involves mentally preparing for potential setbacks or annoyances before they happen. For example, before heading into a challenging meeting, I might spend a few minutes imagining how things could go wrong. Maybe someone will criticize my ideas, or the meeting might run long and throw off my schedule. By visualizing these scenarios in advance, I'm less likely to be caught off guard when they happen, and I can respond with more composure. It's not about being pessimistic, it's about being prepared. I remember a specific situation where this helped me immensely. I was going into a meeting with a particularly difficult client, someone who had a history of being demanding and hard to please. In the past, I had let this client's behavior get under my skin, leading to frustration and stress. But before this meeting, I practiced premeditatio malorum. I mentally prepared myself for the possibility that the client might be difficult, that there might be criticisms, and that things might not go perfectly. When the meeting did become challenging, I found myself more calm and collected. Instead of reacting emotionally, I was able to stay focused on finding solutions. Another powerful Stoic technique is called the view from above. This is about taking a step back and seeing the bigger picture when you're in the middle of a stressful situation. Marcus Aurelius often reflected on the insignificance of many of life's problems when viewed from a wider perspective. When we're too close to a situation, it can feel overwhelming. But if you imagine yourself looking down on your life from above, or even from the perspective of the universe, your problems seem much smaller. I've used this technique during moments of high stress, like when I'm dealing with multiple deadlines or when personal issues pile up. Taking that mental step back allows me to detach from the immediate pressure and realize that most problems are temporary. In the grand scheme of things, these stresses are minor, and that realization brings a sense of calm. Fear is another emotion that Stoicism addresses effectively. We all experience fear, whether it's fear of failure, fear of the unknown, or fear of losing something important. The Stoics recognized that much of our fear comes from focusing on things outside our control. The antidote, they taught, is to focus on what we can control and to embrace the uncertainty of life with courage. One Stoic practice that helps with overcoming fear is amor fati, or the love of fate. This is the idea that everything that happens, good or bad, should be embraced as necessary and beneficial for our growth. Instead of resisting life's challenges, Stoics suggest we accept them as opportunities to practice resilience and inner strength. When I started adopting this mindset, it changed the way I approached fear. For example, I used to worry a lot about making mistakes at work or in my personal life. But by practicing amor fati, I began to see mistakes as part of the learning process. Each failure was an opportunity to grow and improve. Stoicism also offers tools for cultivating gratitude and contentment. In today's fast-paced world, it's easy to get caught up in striving for more success, more possessions, more recognition. But Stoicism reminds us to focus on what we already have and to appreciate the present moment. I've found that practicing gratitude on a daily basis helps me stay grounded. Each morning, I take a few moments to reflect on the things I'm grateful for: my health, my family, the opportunities I have. This simple practice shifts my mindset from scarcity to abundance, making it easier to handle life's challenges with a sense of contentment. Finally, Stoicism teaches the importance of self-discipline and voluntary discomfort. By deliberately putting ourselves in uncomfortable situations, we build resilience and prepare ourselves for life's inevitable hardships. Whether it's taking a cold shower, fasting, or pushing through a difficult workout, these small acts of discomfort strengthen our ability to handle bigger challenges when they arise. I've personally incorporated this into my daily routine by challenging myself in small ways, whether it's waking up earlier than I'd like or tackling a task I've been avoiding. These small challenges build mental toughness and make it easier to stay calm and focused when life throws bigger obstacles my way. In conclusion, Stoicism offers timeless wisdom that is incredibly applicable to modern life. By practicing the Stoic principles of focusing on what we can control, reframing our perceptions, preparing for adversity, and cultivating gratitude, we can develop emotional resilience and navigate life's challenges with greater ease. Stoicism isn't about suppressing emotions. It's about understanding them, managing them, and using them to our advantage. Whether it's dealing with anger, overcoming fear, or finding contentment in the present moment, the teachings of Stoicism provide a roadmap for living a more peaceful and fulfilling life. And the best part is, these practices are available to anyone, at any time, and in any situation. So I encourage you to try these Stoic techniques in your own life and see how they can help you build resilience and find peace amidst the chaos.